ink on a page of white in the middle of the winter night, telling stories of a land of ice, a little piece of paradise. Words written in a winter night, underneath the lamp's warm light, a novel of snow and stars, deep and slow, above the valley and above the snow. I'm lost in a forest of words and lines, while the moonlight through the window shines. Characters breathing in the dust, in a world of honor and of trust. Outside the wind is starting to howl like a lonely hunting owl, but here the air is warm and sweet, making the silence feel complete. Books are bridges to another time, making the mountain easy to climb. A quiet sanctuary, a hidden space, my favorite corner in this place. Snow and stars, reading on when it were. And I feel lessons that we learn. Midnight frost tonight, underneath the winter light. Blue hour stillness, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Sinking in the indigo and the gray, at the end of a winter day. Midnight frost. Deep sleep. The metal is hanging from the frozen leaves, far away from the summer leaves. Every gust is a song of tin and glass, watching the winter shadows pass. A crystalline music in the freezing night, shimmering in the pale starlight. Wind chimes in ice tonight, underneath the winter light. Crystal vibration, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A random melody of the winter wind, where the frozen stories begin. They're coated in silver and coated in frost, in the places where the thoughts are lost. A tinkling rhythm in the heavy dark, looking for a tiny silver spark. It's a lonely music for a lonely street, making the winter feel complete. Wind chimes in ice tonight, underneath the winter light. Crystal vibration, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A random melody of the winter wind, where the frozen stories begin. Sound is a ghost in the winter air, magic blooming almost everywhere. Listen to the metal and listen to the cold, a story that is brave and bold. I watch them dance in the biting gale, in a world that is looking very pale. A quiet reminder that the air is alive, finding a way to just survive. The bells are ringing for the ice and snow, above the hills where the winter winds blow. Wind chimes in ice tonight, underneath the winter light. Crystal vibration, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A random melody of the winter wind, where the frozen stories begin. Ice chimes, crystal sound. Wind. The night is dark, but the sky celestial story being told. I'm standing still on the frozen ground in a world where there isn't a single sound. Northern lights above, neon dreams floating over the frozen streams, painting the night with a holy glow, reflecting off the deep and heavy snow. It's a dance of fire, it's a dance of ice, living in this winter paradise. Magnetic magic in the velvet black, following the stars in the zodiac track. I feel so small, but I feel so bright, bathed in the glow of the spirit light. The trees are shadows against the green, the most beautiful sight I've ever seen. My eyes are wide and my heart is full, feeling the universe is steady pull. The cold is gone when the sky is burning, with the lessons that the soul is learning. Colors moving, colors bright, guiding me through the longest night. A bridge to heaven, a path of grace, across the empty and silent space. Neon dreams, northern lights fade into the stars. The doorbell rings with a silver chime, stepping out of the winter and out of time. Rows of books on the wooden shelves, where the paper spirits hide themselves. The smell of the ink and the old glue. Everything is old and everything is new. Outside the snow is falling down on the streets of the busy town. In the old bookstore, paper and dust. In the middle of the winter, we find our trust. A quiet corner and a leather chair, losing the weight of every care, turning the pages of a world far away on a slow and quiet winter day. I find a poem about the spring and the songs that the birds used to sing. But here in the quiet, the winter is king. Underneath the shadow of a paper wing, the shopkeeper is sleeping in the back beside the chimney in the coal sack. A cup of coffee and a dusty light to guide me through the middle of the night. The world is a story, the world is a book, in my favorite little winter nook. Words on the page, dreams in the mind, leaving all the busy world behind. Between the lines of the black and white, I find the peace of the winter light. Paper and dust, old bookstore, winter reading.
Knitted by hand with a thread of grey to keep the winter's chill away. I pull them on and I feel the soft, while the is howling in the loft. My feet are cozy and my heart is light. In the middle of the winter night, watching the embers in the fireplace, with a giant smile on my tired face. Woolen socks and a fireplace glow, while the world is buried in the snow. Staying inside where the mood is sweet, with the warmth beneath my feet. It's a simple joy, it's a quiet life, away from the noise and the daily strife. The cat is sleeping on the braided rug, feeling the heat like a gentle hug. The shadows are dancing on the wooden floor. I don't wanna go outside anymore. The heater hums a steady refrain, like the sound of a distant summer rain. One more log for the orange flame, whispering a long forgotten name. Wrapped in a blanket, safe and sound, while the silence is falling all around. Warm and soft, gold and white, everything is gonna be alright. Let the blizzard roar, let the ice grow thick, listening to the clock's steady tick. Woolen socks, fireplace glow, stay cozy.
Above the hills of fallen snow, the skin is paper and the skin is white. In the winter light, I hear them talking when the wind is high, underneath the heavy winter sky. Birch bark whispers tonight, in the final evening light. Wait for a secret, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Listen to the stories of the ancient wood in the way that only a forest could. They've seen the summer and they've seen the fall, standing tall through it all. Now they are sleeping in a frozen dream, floating on a milky stream. Their branches are fingers reaching for the stars, far away from the winter wars. Birch bark whispers tonight, in the final evening light. Wait for a secret, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Listen to the stories of the ancient wood in the way that only a forest could. Peel back the layers of the paper skin, let the winter sunlight in. There's a map of the world in the black and gray, washing the winter blues away. winter sun has sunk. I am a part of the forest and the ice in a silent polar paradise. A quiet rhythm in the silver bark, looking for a tiny silver spark. Birch bark whispers tonight in the final evening light. White forest secrets, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Listen to the stories of the ancient wood in the way that only a forest could. Birch whispers, white forest, quiet trees. I'm gathering needles from the lower branch in the middle of the winter's avalanche. Boiling water in a blackened tin, letting the forest flavor sink in. The steam is rising with a scent of green, the purest tea that I've ever seen. Bittersweet and warm to the tongue, finding the peace when the day is young. Pine needle tea, the forest kitchen, healing the soul and the heart that's twitching. Taste the winter, taste of the wood, doing the things that a spirit should. Simple brew for a cold, cold day, chasing the winter blues away. I sit on a log that's covered in frost, finding the time that I thought I'd lost. The squirrels are watching from the trees above, sharing a little bit of winter love. No more sugar and no more honey, better than anything bought with money. The fire is small but the fire is bright, giving me comfort and giving me light. One more cup before I go back to my home in the heavy snow. Drink it in, let it settle deep, while the rest of the world is fast asleep. Green and gold, silver and white, everything is gonna be alright. Pine needle tea, forest kitchen, stay warm. I'm looking up at the velvet dome, thinking of the way back home. A single point that doesn't move, in a world that has so much to prove. The anchor of the sky, the steady eye, underneath the winter sky. The North Star's path tonight, in the cold and ancient light, guiding light, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A silver needle in a sea of blue, leading me back to you. The world is spinning and the stars are turning, while the winter fires are burning. But you are frozen in the middle of space, in my favorite little place. A lighthouse for the weary and the lost, above the hills of biting frost. The North every ribbon in the sky, floating where the winter birds fly. The scent of cedar is thick in the air, magic blooming almost everywhere. Someone is warm in a house nearby, underneath the heavy winter sky. Cedar smoke drift tonight in the fading evening light. Horizon haze, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A woody perfume in the freezing cold, a story that is brave and bold. The mountains are hiding in a veil of blue. I'm looking for a path to follow through. The fireplace is a heart of gold, keeping away the winter cold. I watch the embers and I watch the flame, calling out the winter's name. Cedar smoke drift tonight in the fading evening light. Horizon haze, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A woody perfume in the freezing cold, a story that is brave and bold. Fire and wood, the ancient pair, dancing in the midnight air, bringing us back to the center of home, no matter where we choose to roam. I pull my collar up against the breeze, walking through the frozen cedar trees. The smoke is a beacon, the smoke is a sign that everything is gonna be fine. A quiet rhythm in the winter dark, looking for a tiny silver spark. Cedar smoke drift tonight in the fading evening light. Horizon haze, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A woody perfume in the freezing cold, a story that is brave and bold. Smoke drift, horizon haze, warm heart. On the side of the frozen hill, a curtain of diamonds, a wall of white. Time has stopped in a vertical flow above the hills of fallen snow. Frozen waterfall tonight in the cold and ancient light. Liquid stone, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A monument of ice in the middle of the dark, looking for a tiny silver spark. listen and wait for the thaw in a world of winter love. Stand at the base of the icy wall, answering the winter's call. I am a speck in a giant sea of everything that is meant to be. The waterfall is a secret to keep while the rest of the world is fast asleep. Frozen soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A monument of ice in the middle of the dark, looking for a tiny silver spot. Liquid stone, frozen foam, silent. Woolen threads in a geometric line in the winter's quiet prime, tracing the patterns with my toe while the evening shadows grow. Patterns on the rug tonight, in the lamp's flickering light. Living room labyrinth, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Red and blue and a touch of gold, stories that are never told. I'm lost in a world of woven dreams, floating on a milky stream. The heater is humming a quiet tune underneath a crescent moon. Just a moment to be still and free in the middle of the galaxy. A quiet sanctuary, a hidden space in my favorite little place. The beauty is in the things we see in the middle of our liberty. Soft and deep, woven dreams.
Breaking and the sky is wide, nowhere for the light to hide. A thin line of blue in the far-off west, putting the heavy mind to rest. Pale blue horizon tonight, in the final winter light. Clouds of a new season, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Shifting shapes in the morning air, magic blooming everywhere. It like a painting, it feels like a dream, floating on a milky stream. I watch the birds as they return, thinking of the lessons that I learned from the vastness and from the flow over the hills of fallen snow. Open your heart to the empty space in this quiet and holy place. The universe is a steady home, no matter where we choose to roam. Pale blue, new cloud, sky high. The sun is a pale yellow coin in the sky, watching the heavy white clouds go by. On every branch a silver flower grows, born from the breath of the winter snows. I watch the garden turn to crystal lace in this quiet early morning place. Morning frost bloom tonight in the pale and golden light. First light on snow, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Waking up slowly to a world of white. Everything is gonna be alright. The shadows are long on the powder floor, coming to knock at my kitchen door. I'm heating the water for a morning brew, thinking of all the things I'll do. The air is a diamond, sharp and clear, chasing away the winter fear. Morning frost bloom tonight in the pale and golden light. First light on snow, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Waking up slowly to a world of white. Everything is gonna be alright. It's a clean slate, it's a new start, written on the window of my heart. Nature is painting a masterpiece, giving my soul a moment of peace. I wrap my hands around a ceramic cup, watching the winter steam go up. No need to hurry, no need to run. Underneath the rising sun, the garden is sleeping in a silver coat, in the song that the morning wrote. Morning frost bloom tonight in the pale and golden light. First light on snow, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Waking up slowly to a world of white. Everything is gonna be alright. First light
A blanket of white covers all the grass. I watch the frozen moments as they pass. Who left these footprints by the old oak tree, leading to a place only I can see? Not a single bird in the heavy sky, only the silence going by. Wrapped in winter quiet, safe and sound. Not a single noise to be found, just the heartbeat of the sleeping earth, waiting for the springtime's rebirth. Peace in the valley, peace in the air. Magic is living everywhere. The lake is a mirror of silver and blue. Everything's old and everything's new. Frozen bubbles deep under the skin of the water where the winter's been. Step on the ice and feel the chill, standing on the edge of the world so still. The trees are praying with branches bare in the middle of the freezing air. They don't need leaves to tell their truth, finding the peace of their ancient youth. Don't speak a word, don't make a sigh, just watch the winter clouds go by. Deep in the quiet, deep in the white, before the coming of the night. Wrapped in quiet, silence on the ice. Peace at last. Peace at last.
Old paper smell and a wooden floor. I don't need anything anymore. Just a story in a quiet room, far away from the winter gloom. In the library of winter time stays still, watching the snow over the hill, turning pages of a dream by the light of a candle's gleam. Characters walking in the snow to places where only readers go. I'm lost in a world of ink and light through the middle of the winter night. Outside the wind is starting to howl like a lonely hunting owl, but here the air is warm and sweet with the slippers on my feet. Books are friends that never leave, secrets up a winter sleeve. Travel far without a sound while the white peace is all around. Library of winter, time stays still, reading on.
reach the center of the white. In the middle of the winter night, the sun is a memory, the sun is a ghost. In the place that I love the most, everything is solid and everything is blue. Thinking of the things I'll do. Heart of the north tonight, in the cold and ancient light, peak of the season, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep, standing at the top of the frozen year, without a worry, without a fear. The air is heavy with the scent of ice, in a silent polar paradise, a mountain of silence, a valley of rest. Putting the spirit to the test, we find the strength in the bitter cold, in a story that is brave and bold. Heart of the north tonight, in the cold and ancient light, peak of the season, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep, standing at the top of the frozen year, without a worry, without a fear. From the summer sun to the winter snow, everything we used to know is turning into something strong and clear, now that the center is drawing near. I open my arms to the freezing sky as the heavy clouds go drifting by. I am a part of the wind and the stone, feeling so powerful and all alone. The north is a teacher, the north is a friend, until the very bitter end. Heart of the north tonight, in the cold and ancient light, peak of the season, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep, standing at the top of the frozen year, without a worry, without a fear. North heart, peak winter, standing tall. I pulled it out from the back of the hall, the heavy wool that saw it all. The buttons are loose and the edges are frayed, like the memories that haven't faded or strayed. I found a ticket in the pocket side. From a winter day I tried to hide this old coat. Has seen the rain and snow everywhere that I used to go. Old winter coat, pockets full of dreams. Everything is softer than it seems. Wrap it tight and feel the past, finding a piece that was built to last. It's a heavy hug, it's a warm embrace, like a smile apart and a tired face.
There's a silver coin and a piece of string, reminders of the songs I used to sing. Walking through the park in the freezing cold, the story of the winter being told. The scent of cedar and the scent of rain, washing away the winter's pain. It fits me better than it did before, standing by the heavy wooden door.
The lining is soft and the lining is deep, where the little secrets go to sleep. I'm ready for the wind and I'm ready for the frost, finding the time that I thought was lost. Wrap it tight, feel the soul, making every broken pieces whole. edge of the world is a sharp blue line. In a world that is so divine, the ice is meeting the frozen sky where the heavy clouds go drifting by. It's a glassy horizon, a sea of stone, in the place that I call my own. Glassy horizon tonight, in the cold and ancient light. Polar sunrise, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep, watching the colors start to bleed, blending like a winter sea. Pink and orange on a field of white, shimmering in the early light. It's a slow motion explosion of the sun. Now that the daily work is done, the cold is a teacher, the cold is a friend, until the very bitter end. Glassy horizons tonight, in the cold and ancient light. Polar sunrise, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep, watching the colors start to bleed, blending like a winter sea. Time is a circle of ice and fire, taking the spirit higher and higher. We are the witnesses of the glow above the hills of fallen snow. I breathe in the beauty of the frozen air, magic blooming everywhere. The horizon is a window to the deep and wide, nowhere for the light to hide. A polar morning, a crystal gray, in my favorite little place. Glassy horizon tonight, in the cold and ancient light. Polar sunrise, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep, watching the colors start to bleed, blending like a winter sea. Polar sunrise, glassy golden circles on the frozen street, the crunch of snow beneath my feet. The city is a quiet ghost tonight, underneath the orange light. Street lights on the ice glowing so fair, hanging in the winter air. Reflections of a lonely town, while the darkness begins to win. Windows glowing in the dark, like a tiny distant spark. People dreaming in their beds with winter stories in their heads. The city breathes a heavy sigh underneath the velvet sky. I am the only one awake, watching every snowflake shake. Glowing so fair, lonely town, street lights. The heater's clicking a familiar song. This is the place where I belong. My hands are wrapped in the gray wool knit, watching the candle as it stays lit. Steam rising up from the ceramic rim, while the evening light starts to grow dim. Woo, mittens and a cup of hot coffee. This is the only world I wanna see. Simple winter warmth inside my soul, making every broken pieces whole. Outside it's freezing, outside it's white, but I'm feeling so cozy and right tonight. I hear the crunch of the boots on the street while I'm resting my cold and tired feet. Rain turning slowly into heavy snow, with nowhere else for me to go. The smell of roasted beans and spice. Everything is warm, everything is nice. Turning the pages of an old dusty book in my favorite little winter nook. The world can wait and the world can spin. I'm staying here with the light within. Let it snow, let the wind start to cry underneath the heavy winter sky. We've got the blanket a quiet kingdom in the deep and dark, looking for a tiny silver spark under the ice crust tonight, in the filtered winter light, sleeping river soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep, floating in a world of muted sound, far above the frozen ground. The fish are moving like silver dreams in the middle of the milky streams. No wind to blow and no storm to fight, in the middle of the winter night. It's a peaceful prison, a liquid home. No matter where we choose to roam, under the ice crust tonight, in the filtered winter light, sleeping river soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep, floating in a world of muted sound, far above the frozen ground. The surface is a shield and the surface is a wall to the winter's biting call. We are safe in the belly of the earth, waiting for the world's rebirth. I imagine the silence of the riverbed, where the winter thoughts are fed. No clock to tick and no time to keep, while the rest of the world is fast asleep. A hidden universe beneath our feet, making the winter feel complete. Under the ice crust tonight, in the filtered winter light, sleeping river soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep, floating in a world of muted sound, far above the frozen ground. Sleeping river under the ice, quiet. Heavy wool and a soft embrace, hiding from the human race, curled up like a sleeping cat. There's nothing better than that. Woolen blanket dreams tonight, everything is gonna be alright. Wrapped in warmth from head to toe, while the winter winds begin to blow.
Finally finding a place to rest, softest pillow and a quiet mind, leaving all the noise behind. The moon is looking through the blind, the kindest light that you could find. Silver patterns on the wall, watching the evening shadows fall. Close your eyes and let it go, feel the magic of the snow. Drift away to a land of white, safe and sound through the night. Wrapped in warm, dream tonight, drift away. The lights are out in every single room, but the winter night is not in gloom. I look up through the skylight in the roof of the universe. I have the proof. One bright point is shining in the north, sending all its silver magic forth. The polar star is watching over me, steady as the frozen deep blue sea. And the soft hum of the heater in the hall is the only sound against the wall. I'm safe inside this warm and quiet space, with a peaceful smile upon my face. The radiator clicks and starts to moan, a familiar song that's all its own. Shadows dance upon the bedroom floor. I couldn't ask for anything more. The world is cold, the world is wide and vast, but I found a place that's built to last. Outside the wind is crying at the door, but it can't reach me on the second floor. I've got my tea and I've got my light to guide me through the middle of the night. The fireplace is dying to a low red glow, while outside the world is buried in the snow. I found an old radio on the dusty shelf, a little bit broken just like myself. I turn the dial and I hear the hiss of a summer that I used to miss. But then a melody comes through the noise, like the ghosts of old girls and boys. Old radio in the wooden cabin tonight, humming along in the fading light. Static and winter song so sweet, making my loneliness feel complete. A voice from the past, a tune from the dark, catching a little nostalgic spark. Safe inside while the blizzards roar, piling up against the heavy door. Piling up against the heavy door. The signal fades and then it comes back strong, a slow and steady kind of winter song. It tells a story of a distant town where the snow is falling softly down. I close my eyes and I see the street and the faces that I used to meet. Everything is better in a song. This is where the winter nights belong. Old radio in the wooden cabin tonight, humming along in the fading light. Static and winter song so sweet, making my loneliness feel complete. Making my loneliness feel complete. The static sounds like the falling rain, washing away the winter's pain. One more song before the night is done, waiting for the pale and winter sun. Turn the dial, find the soul, making every broken pieces whole. Between the noise and the melody, I find the peace that was meant for me. I find the peace that was meant for me. Winter songs, radio static logging out. Radio static can fade. The table is white and the cup is blue. I'm making a moment just for two, or maybe just one in the quiet room, breaking through the winter gloom. The porcelain is smooth and the porcelain is cold, until the liquid gold takes hold. Porcelain morning tonight, in the soft and filtered light, steam and ceramic soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A tiny ritual to start the day, washing the winter blues away. I watch the swirls in the dark brown sea, thinking of what is meant to be. The steam is a ghost on the window glass, watching the winter shadows pass. A little heat in a frozen hand, in a silent white and empty land. Porcelain morning tonight, in the soft and filtered light, steam and ceramic soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. A tiny ritual to start the day, washing the winter but the heart is loud. Floating on a caffeinated cloud, I turn the page and I feel the flow above the hills of fallen snow. Just the porcelain and just the steam in the middle of a winter dream. Porcelain morning tonight in the soft and filtered light, steam and ceramic soft and deep while the rest of the world's asleep. A tiny ritual to start the day, washing the winter blues away. Ceramic steam, porcelain light, soft morning. A line of diamonds on the valley floor, leading to the forest's open door. Small and round in the fresh laid white, made in the middle of the night. A secret traveler on a mission of his own, in a world that he calls his home. Fox tracks and powder tonight, underneath the winter light. Wild silence, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Following the ghosts of the orange fur, before the morning begins to stir. He's moving steady through the frozen brush, in the middle of the winter hush. A tail like a flame in the sea of gray, washing the winter blues away. No map to follow and no path to find, just the wild on his winter mind. Fox tracks and powder tonight, underneath the winter light. Wild silence, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Following the ghosts of the orange fur, before the morning begins to stir. Nature is moving when we're in bed, with a winter story in her head. We are the guests in this frozen land, held in the palm of a giant hand. The tracks disappear near a hollow tree, as far as my human eyes can see. A mystery hidden in the ice and cold, a story that is brave and bold. I stand in the silence and I feel the beat of the earth beneath my frozen feet. Fox tracks and powder tonight, underneath the winter light. Wild silence, soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Following the ghosts of the orange fur, before the morning begins to stir. Wild tracks, powder snow, quiet fire.